This will not be your typical sermon about the Trinity. I'm approaching it today more as a storyteller than as a preacher, and it begins as many stories do, long ago. Long, long ago, before time, which was immeasurable before the beginning, and before the beginning, even before the before, there was the Spirit. The wind and breath of God, with God, in God, has always been. And has always been but one part of a threefold community, each as differentiated from the others as sky, cloud, and rain. Each as indistinguishable and inseparable from the others as drops of water in a river. All three bound together as tightly as a melted braid of wax. It was a community of shared power, flowing between like the ebb and flow of tide, mutual as the melody and harmonies of a song. It was a community of joy, dancing with energy and creativity and life. It was a community of love that bound them together and established their unity, love that equally treasured and celebrated their individuality. As often happens with love, this love overflowed, sought an outlet for its abundance, a new partner for love's dance. So the community created a universe that sparkled with their light and moved to their beat, and time was born. Around one sun, as golden as their glory, they formed planets. On one of those, their overflow of love blossomed into life. Earth and sea, plants and birds, insects and animals, and the world was born. One animal they created in their very own image, breathed into it their joy, their power, their creativity and energy, their love, and humanity was born. For eons, humans wondered about the reason for their existence, how they came to have joy, power, creativity, energy, love, life. They made many guesses, but none led them to the community that was waiting for humanity to return the love and care being shown them every day. So the community decided to show itself to one small group of people, build a relationship with them, instruct them. The effort was only partially successful. More often than not, the group fell short of the community's hope for it. But the relationship survived, endured, and some of the people, at least, recognized the love they were receiving and gratefully and gladly returned it. Seeing only the unity of the community, the group vowed to worship the one and only God, the Lord, the Almighty, Yahweh, whose name was too holy to speak. Some individuals, they noticed, seemed to be especially in touch with this God, almost as if some part of God was within them, like a ghost or spirit, both there and not there, present but not seen. Something that they couldn't quite identify. They didn't view this spirit as God. It couldn't be, as God was one and only. But perhaps it was something coming from God, sent to do God's work, much as angels were. They didn't recognize a community. So things stood for generations. Finally, the community decided to take a radical step. One of the three who were one would take human form and come to earth, be born, live, die, just as all their creatures did. Though still, in one sense, united with the three who are one, he would be 100% human, with a human body and a human name, Jesus. He'd be able to build the relationship they sought at the flesh and blood level, where people could more easily see and understand it. Human to human, he could do more than just instruct. He could help them see the image of the community in themselves, show them how they could be who they were created to be. Through him, they would also see how greatly they were valued and treasured by the three they knew only as one, how deep and great and wide was their God's love for them. There were a few who saw that Jesus, though as human as they were, also embodied that which they had always named as God. Somehow, he was God. Yet, clearly, God was still God. They began to understand that God could be one and only, yet still be expressed in two quite different ways. They began to glimpse the community. Then, while Jesus was still with them, still instructing, still pointing them in the right direction, he told them about the Spirit. And then, on Pentecost, humans finally came to know the third face of the three who are one. And now we humans have a name for the community. We call them the Trinity. And we seek to imitate in our communities the community who created us. To let power flow between us like the ebb and flow of tide, mutual as the melody and harmonies of a song. To join the Trinity's dance of creativity and energy and love. To be molded together with their love that binds us together in unity, while equally encouraging each individual to fulfill their unique potential. To have so much love, it overflows and continues to expand the community's circle. All while doing our best to return the love which gave us birth and breath and life. So be it. May the story never end. Amen.